Hare Rama, Hare.
Some very sad news this morning about the passing of Sai Baba, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding his death and his passing, and it's quite surprising to many because he had predicted that he was going to die at 96, and now he had died at 84. Some say 85, but it's usually very tough when devotees are told that, okay, this is going to happen, and then it didn't happen by a great person like Sai Baba. Usually his predictions always come true. So it's very strange that his prediction for his own self and his own death did not come. He did say he was going to die at 96. So there's a big controversy in the Telegraph newspaper in London, which reported that a lot of the people are fighting over this in India. And some people say, well, if he was real, he would have known what is dead and told the people. And some say, well, you know, he is real. But I just want to clarify the differences and the reason why he might not have expected to tell his devotees when he was going to die. He always claims that he was an avatar. You know what an avatar? An avatar means someone who has taken the form of one of the gods. But he said he's not a guru. In other words, he doesn't take on disciples. Which is true. He doesn't accept you as he doesn't initiate you. So he's not a guru. He's not one of those gurus or yogis like Paramahansa Yogananda who knew he was going to die and he took samadhi. So he sat down, Paramahansa Yogananda, of course, in California, sat down in front of 1,000 devotees and left his body and in front of 3,000 devotees. Guru Muktananda, my guru, also sat in front of all his devotees and says, I'm taking samadhi. He's leaving his body at will. And I think that the devotees of Sai Baba have a problem understanding sometimes what that is. And which is that he's not a guru. He doesn't initiate you like Muktananda and Paramahansa Yogananda did. He's an avatar like Lord Krishna. But when Lord Krishna died, nobody knew. You know Lord Krishna died. He was shot in the back by an arrow. So he died alone. And so also an avatar will die like that. So usually you don't know when he's in it. So that's the difference between being an avatar and being a guru or a yogi. In this case, Paramahansa was yogi, Paramahansa yogi, and also my guru and so on, and lots of the other gurus who left at will. And I want to make note that he died on Easter, because on Easter, Christ risen to heaven. Christ is 3 days after Good Friday. Good Friday is the crucifixion of Christ. And he died 3 days after, so Sai Baba died a very, very, very auspicious time also. So he has risen technically into the heavens. Right now, Sai Baba is known as the reincarnation of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Did you know that? Sri Sai Baba also was his predecessor. But Sai Baba said that 8 years after he died, the new avatar will come again. So it's very interesting that he rose he died on the day that Christ rose to the heavens. And also that 8 years later, he said that he will return back to earth as another avatar. so I don't think there should be any controversy surrounding this, because people are confused because he's an avatar and I'm treating him like he's a yogi, and he's not. So an avatar doesn't take on disciples. You accept the avatar in your mind. By going to Sai Baba, have you went to India? Have you gone to Sai Baba? Okay, but usually most people who go to India, some of them come back confused. And the reason why they come back confused is because when they went, they think they're going to a guru. They don't think they're going to an avatar. So the guru is the one who initiates you. He actually initiates you and you become a disciple. Now there's many ways of initiation. You can initiate by blessing you at the altar, tying the string around your hand, all these things. The guru initiates you. An avatar now, you initiate just by his presence. You accept him in your heart as your God, the one that guides you. So it's like accepting Lord Krishna and so. So that's why he was able to do all of those miracle stuff and so on, because Avatar does do that. Lord Krishna did a lot of miracles in the Bhagavad Gita and so in the Mahabharata. So in case there's a confusion between whether he is an avatar or not, people should understand that and treat him as an avatar, not as a guru who should have predicted his death. So, Sai Baba has changed the world. He has made people realize that there are miracles. And I remember one particular story about Sai Baba that I want to talk about. What's the name of that astrologer, a Spanish astrologer with a cape on TV?
What's the name?
The name of this astrologer.
I don't know. It is Walter Mercado.
Walter Mercado. So Walter Mercado went to see Sai Baba. So he took his friend Garcia with him. And so when he went there, they were in a line. They were about maybe 100 yards from him, the long line. And Garcia said to Walter Mercado, says, why are you going to see Sai Baba? He's magic. I don't believe. Garcia is telling Mercado. So, they're talking and everything, and they're waiting in the line. And Sai Baba got out from his seat. He was walking around and talking to all the people. So he came to where Walter Mercado and Garcia were. And he says to Walter Mercado, close your hand. So he closed his hand like that, he tapped it. And when he opened his hand, there was 2 rings. One with Lord Krishna, or whatever they did. So he was very blessed and bowed and thanked Sai Baba. And then Sai Baba came to Garcia. He says, close your hands. And he says to Garcia, he says, I'm a magic man. I do magic. And when Garcia opened his hand, it's a picture of his parents on the ring. His mother and father. He didn't know what to do. He broke down and cried. So, as you can see from that story, that he wasn't an ordinary man. Sai Baba was not just an ordinary man. He was really an avatar. So, I'd encourage people to understand that what he did for Garcia, he made Garcia realize that he doesn't know himself. And the purpose of Avatar is for you to know yourself. That's why he doesn't accept you as a disciple. Because when you accept a disciple, you have to hold the hand of the person like a child and walk him through everything. As an avatar, you seek refuge in him, and you seek confidence in him, and so you seek knowledge also. So we encourage you to realize that the avatar is just someone who's to remind you. Many people have dreams of the Sai Baba. You ever had a dream of Sai Baba?
Yes, 2 times.
Yes. So, and the dreams are very interesting. I remember one particular incident with me that I went to this guy's house, and he opened a door. And when he opened the door, I went into his house and I sat down on the sofa opposite him. When I sat down on the sofa opposite him, he started to cry. So I said, what happened? He says, I had a dream last night that Sai Baba came to my house in the same color and sat on the sofa in front of me and sitting directly where you are. So he said, I prayed to Sai Baba to come see me and you came. So that was very interesting story. And then one other story is what I had an experience with Sai Baba was the lady wrote a letter and she said to Sai Baba that she wants to need help in Canada. And she said, send me somebody. And she wrote that letter 3 months, and then 3 months later I arrived at her house and I helped her with all her problems. And she cried and told me that how she wrote a letter to Sai Baba to send somebody. So there's many stories there are surrounding Sai Baba. So good stories, interesting stories. You know that he can give birth to a shivling. A lingam comes out of his stomach. Do you know that? Yeah, not the one that we have there, but the wrong one, the elongated one. Every so often a shearing will come out from the stomach. So he was well known for that. So it's good to read up about him so you understand about him. Yes, but that was interesting with some Sai Baba stories. I'm glad I met him before he went, because I went there last year. And my wife and I, we met him as well. So, with great love, with great respect, I want to send all my blessings to all the Sai Baba devotees, to ask them to regain themselves, because Sai Baba exists in every one of us as that avatar. So we want to extend our condolences or sympathy to the devotees of Sai Baba and ask that everybody finds peace in this whole thing. And there's no quarreling, and I knew that they're already quarreling over money and so on. The $8 billion of the whole empire of Sai Baba. The government is fighting over it. As we look towards the new century, which is 2012, and all this is happening to prepare the people for 2012. The Japan, the tsunami, the death of Sai Baba, the death of lots of great people have occurred in this century. So it's bringing out the new century, and then lifeboat hopefully will become the force that will help people